strong.
Broccoli or carrots?
Carrots, cooked and raw.
Okay. So would you prefer quesadillas or burritos?
Quesadillas.
I would prefer burritos.
I'm sorry.
And then Booth Middle School or Stagecoach?
Booth Middle School.
This is Deborah Troutman, J.C. Booth's newest principal. She graduated from Shippensburg University with a bachelor's degree in elementary early childhood. She went on to graduate from the University of West Georgia with a master's degree in middle school education with emphasis on math. Furthermore, she graduated from the University of Mississippi with a master's degree in administration.
Mrs. Troutman moved to Fayette County in 1990 and taught 8th grade math at J.C. Booth and Flat Rock Middle School for a combined 11 years. She moved away until 2015 when she returned and became the assistant principal at Stars Mill High School. She then became the school system's math curriculum coordinator. Now she is our principal.
I am the math coordinator, so I haven't heard a lot of controversy about the new middle school, the name or anything. I do know that people thought it was going to be renamed Stagecoach Middle School, and I think it was because of construction being done, and they had to know which school they're talking about. Booth that's being renovated or the new booth on Stagecoach. So I think there was some miscommunication thinking that it might be renamed as Stagecoach
That makes sense.
Middle School.
So there's been a lot of controversy about the roads and will the roads be wide enough for the traffic, all the buses, and the paving of the roads. And there's also a lot of rumors about the intersection upgrade. So what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that, again, I just was appointed this position 2 weeks ago, so I didn't stay up to date on all the renovations. I did drive back to the new middle school once I interviewed. The road back into the new middle school, I'm sure it can accommodate, it does seem narrow, but I'm sure it can accommodate the buses and the cars. I do know there's a construction road, but it's actually road that can be used. We might even use that road for the buses, I heard just in the past couple days. There's going to have to be a lot of discussion about the logistics of the traffic flowing into Booth and flowing out of Booth. I do worry about the intersection there on 54. There is not a turn arrow, but that's a decision I'm sure that will be made above me.
So will there be extra winter break days to let the teachers move their stuff and kind of get situated in their new classrooms?
I am not privy to that information right now because there needs to be a lot of talk about how the movement's going to be. Will the new Booth Middle School be ready for us to move in January? Will we do it in December, or will we have to do it when the teachers come back? But I do not think there will be extra days for the teachers.
Okay.
So because of COVID and moving to a new building in the middle of the school year, how are you going to manage everything?
Well, I'm hoping once I take the position on June 1st, the message of everybody needs to make sure by that time everybody will have packed up their rooms here. So I will just have to be super organized and keep communication between staff, faculty, community, and myself up to date.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure everybody's dying to know this. Is there going to be a recess area outside the school?
When I drove back to Booth, I can see the area that I'm thinking will probably be the football field, because there is if you're looking at the entrance of Booth to the left-hand side, there's a large area. So I'm sure that may be the area. I haven't looked deeply into the blueprint, so I'm not sure if that will be easily accessed from the cafeteria.
So our school has been up and running since 1979, and since we have the largest middle school body count in the county and it costs $46 million to build the new build, it must be pretty grand. So can you describe the new building for us a little bit?
The new building is very similar to Bennett's Mill down in Fayetteville. I've been in that building being the math coordinator. I've been in every building. I do know that Mr. Green has said when you go into Bennett's Mill, as you walk in, you enter the front office, and to the left, that's to the front of the building, is the media center. In the new booth, we are flipping that. When you come in to the left, where the large windows are out front, that's going to be our front office. And as you walk in, you're going to walk towards the media center, which I always think should be the center of your building. And that's kind of like the meeting area, and it's inviting with the books and people, you know, heading into the media center for clubs or for broadcasting or for checking out books, but it's very inviting. So I'm excited that we have flipped those two from Bennett's Mill. But if you get a chance to go through Bennett's Mill, that's the new booth.
Okay. So tell us, why did you choose Booth, and do you have any stories? And can you tell us about your teaching years when you previously taught here?
Oh, I always loved teaching at Booth. I started at Fayette Middle, but I did move to Booth. I transferred to Booth 2 years after I moved here because I lived a mile down the road in McIntosh Corners the first time I lived here. And, you know, I feel like Booth back then was the Booth it is today. It's a family. It's just very inviting. I feel like the community supports Booth. It's inviting even to the community, and just to be able to come back home. And I basically started my career here, and I'll get to end my career in an awesome building, especially an awesome new building, and with a staff that I can see a lot of glimpses of similarities of when I was here before. I'm not going to say there's going to be a lot of changes my first year. You are taught as a principal that your first year you go in and you make little changes, but you need to sit back and observe what the atmosphere, the culture, the climate's like. And a lot of being able to offer more than one gifted class has to do with the scheduling of the building, and being a larger building, that might have been what impacted being able to take one course. But that will definitely be something that I look at throughout next year and maybe implement the year after.
Okay. So what are your plans that will improve the booth and our school culture, so how the students and teachers and custodians and everybody here interact? So how are you looking to improve everything?
Okay, I put out a survey to the staff about what they wanted to keep and what they wanted to get rid of, and it was very telling. Not much needs to be changed. I base a lot on the climate and culture of the building. I want a building where everybody comes and it's coming to school. It's not coming to work. I want the students to feel like they belong, that they have an adult. Every student has an adult that they can connect with in the building. And just the relationship building of everyone, to the custodians, the lunch room workers, the front office staff. I want it to be a staff, not just faculty and staff. I want everybody included as a family, but it works on building relationships. That basis is here. I just want to do what I can to keep that relationship building and maybe improve on some areas that we might need to bring the staff together more. I taught at a school where they opened up the football field like 2 nights a week, the track, and the community could come and walk. And I think it would be a great time to meet with the community, and the staff can have time together. That team building and building those relationships amongst all the teams is very important to me. But I would like to do lunch and learns during the afternoon like maybe once every 6 weeks, where they can come in and ask me questions, or I highlight a content area and they could ask questions to that department. I'd also like to do coffee with the principal, because I feel like once the parents get to know me and know me more on a personal basis and not always through the camera or through a newsletter, we can cooperate and collaborate to make it a better school. and just getting them involved with the school spirit, having the kids wanting to come to football games or wanting to go to Macintosh football games, and involving the community that way. I think that's going to build the support that we need from the community.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time today.
Okay, thank you.